Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Well, welcome back to the channel. So glad to have you here this week. As you know, I hit the thrift shops and the yard sales, or both, every single week. And so I'm going to show you what I found this week, what I brought home, and how I'm styling it. For instance, I found these beautiful glasses here. There was a set of 4. They were only $2.99 each. I think that they were hand painted and they're just really pretty. I thought that I definitely would have gotten these had it been a little bit bigger of a set, but I left them behind. I also ended up finding this very oversized fur throw made by RH, which is Restoration Hardware. That would have cost a lot brand new. However, I left it behind as well because it would have needed a lot of cleaning that I just wasn't in the mood for right as we head into the Christmas season. I just didn't want to put that on my plate. I also ended up finding this really beautiful kind of woven tissue box cover. It had a tag on it for $15 from brand new, wherever it was from retail, but it was only a couple of dollars from the thrift store. I left that one behind, but I did see this one also, which I thought at first was marble. It's actually alabaster. It has a sticker on it that says it's 100% alabaster. I thought it was really, really pretty. And as you can see, it was only $4.99 from the thrift store. I just thought that this was a really stunning piece and a very special and unique piece. So I'm trying to curate this sense of charm and personality in our home, and this was perfectly fitting the bill. I looked this up and these can go for a lot more, easily over $100 online, up into the 200s. And so for me, this was a no-brainer. I brought this home and am displaying it proudly. The only thing was with it that it didn't exactly fit the standard tissue box as well as I thought it was. Maybe I just have a slightly larger box of tissues, or I don't know, maybe the size has changed over the years, but I did have to squish it a little bit, but I got it in there. And I just think this is such a pretty piece. I am using this in our family room, and I just think that it's really classy, and I'm so glad that I came across this one at the thrift shop for only $5. Now, another thing that you're not going to believe the price on was at Goodwill, I found this set of sketches. They were already framed in these black frames, as you see here. These are all sketches from Williamsburg, Virginia, from different venues and sites around Williamsburg. And this whole set, one of them, I turned it over, none of them have prices except for one. And the one that was written on said $9.99. And so I wasn't sure if they were all supposed to be $9.99, but then again, only one had the price. So I took it up to ask, and the lady said that it was $9.99 for the whole set of 4. So for $10. Sketches can be really charming and definitely a piece that I want to incorporate more of into our home. And as you can see, one's from McGee & Co., one's from Pottery Barn. Yes, they might be slightly larger than the set that I have here, but still, I mean, they can really be expensive. And so there are other ways to get that artwork instead. You can print something off, you can try and shop locally, but I'm certainly not going to turn down a set of 4 of these that are already framed that ended up being $2.50 a piece, $10 for the set. So I think that these are perfect. I was considering hanging 3 of these together because of the rule of 3s, and I know that, you know, in decor things tend to look better in odd numbers. So my plan was just to pick 3 of these and hang these in this little corner in our front living room, which is what I'm doing here. But then once I got towards the end, I realized that I actually preferred it with 4. So I ended up hanging all 4 of them in a line for a big punch and kind of a little pop over here in this corner, and I could not be happier. I think if you're looking for something charming, you kind of can't beat a hand sketch, and especially with these in a big group right here making such a statement. I'm just so happy with how these turned out. Let me know if you would have bought these too. Now the next item is something I found on Wayfair, and thank you to Wayfair for sponsoring today's video. So I had been wanting to replace our tea kettle for something with more character and more charm, especially before the holidays, because I do want to host a party here this Christmas. And I found this beautiful vintage style kettle, and I love the copper bottom on it. I love the gooseneck style spout. I think it has a very timeless and charming look, so it was perfect. I've said before that I love Wayfair for all their variety and for their sales, and they're currently having their Black Friday early access sale. It's going on now through November 9th, and you can get a first glance at some of their best deals of the year, including fast shipping and up to 70% off site-wide. And I believe that kitchen items like this are up to 50% off, so it's a great time to take a look around. So I'm going to link to this kettle in case, like me, you were looking for one, and make sure to also check out the other deals available on Wayfair as well. Now, one section of the thrift shops that I tend to head towards first are the aisles with the wovens and the wooden materials, things like that. I have a lot of luck. Like for instance, this basket with these two beautiful handles on it for $8. I feel like this is something straight off of Magnolia's website where it would be a lot more. I didn't need that one, so I left it behind. I also found this brand new cutting board for just $4, which I thought was kind of pretty with the leather straps. I was talking to you the other week about using belts from your local thrift shops to make handles like that yourself. But in any case, I did bring home this guy, which was this wooden round cutting board. Maybe it was a serving board at some point, but it's seen a lot of use. It's banged up, but it was $4 and I really like the shape of it. So what I thought I would try to do would be to get an old world rustic style on this and give it a treatment. So I'm going to try out a brand new treatment that I just learned about. And for this treatment, what you do is you take a half of a pad of steel wool. So in this case, the smallest that I have was this 000 kind, although it did recommend the kind with 4 zeros, so even finer, but I'm using this one. So you cut a half of that, you put it in a glass jar, and you put about a cup's worth of white vinegar in on top of that. Now again, this was completely new to me, so I'm trying out for the first time right here with you in this video. And so that's what I'm doing. You leave this sitting with this steel wool and you leave that for at least 24 hours, but up to like 36 hours. And you want this to be completely covered. Another place said to actually tear the steel wool into little pieces, which I ended up doing on day 2. You let it sit and it's going to have a chemical reaction and make a chemical that you can rub on the wood to make it grayed and weathered. So we'll see how that turns out. In the meantime, I'm going in and sanding off this cutting board. I'm going to use also my steel wool attachment for my drill and just go in and put some lines and grooves and make this look more weathered and older just by following the wood grain. And I'm making some deep gashes into it and just really making it look old and weathered with my tools. And then after that is all done and enough time has passed, I'm going to try out my formula that I've made with the steel wool and the vinegar. So this is how it's looking so far. You can see that I put a lot of gashes in it, but I really like how there's some that are really deep, and I'm going to go back and do some more like that. So you're just taking your wire attachment and you're holding it on one spot for longer, and so it's going to dig deeper and deeper. I'm going to go back and do some deeper gashes. And also I'm noticing on the inspiration photos that they aren't perfectly round once they're older or even faux aged. The edges are going to have a little bit of irregularity to them and not be such a straight circle. So I'm going to go back and do some distressing along the edges, and then also probably use my sander to just kind of make it a little more misshapen so that it's not so perfectly circular along the edges. But then I'm just going to wait for my solution to finish up and try that on it and see how it turns out. So apparently what this solution does is it reacts with the tannins in the wood to make it turn gray and give it this weathered appearance. So to add more tannins to your wood to make sure the reaction is very strong, and it kind of depends on what type of wood it is, which I wasn't sure with my cutting board, you can brew some hot black tea, just like a really strong brew. So I let this sit for longer than normal. Brew some black tea and brush that all over the wood before you use your iron solution that you've made. Just brush the black tea into the wood, which I'm doing here, and let that dry. That puts more tannins essentially into the wood, so the reaction with your solution is going to be even stronger. So this is my solution after it has sat for 36 hours. It totally dissolved the whole pad, so you can see that that was gone. I'm just straining it to get out any tiny little metal pieces that are left, and then I'm brushing it on. So when I very first brushed it on, it just looked like it was getting it wet, but you can see on that light end of the cutting board how it is already starting in this short amount of time to give it a gray appearance. And boy, it did what it said it would do. It actually did it way stronger than I was expecting, so this was kind of a shocker. So this was live time obviously. But after a few moments had passed and I just started working on the other side of the board, once I did the other side and flipped it back to the front side, I was shocked to see how dark it had made it. It basically stained it almost black for the parts that were darker to begin with, and then it got a pretty good gray cast on the light part as well. So it was actually too much. It was more than I was expecting, and so next time if I do this, I will probably use more vinegar or water it down with some water before I do it or something. But it basically made a hot mess. It did not look good at all with the two different wood tones on my cutting board. And so what I did to salvage this situation was to go back and take my sander and sand some of this back off, especially on the darker sections that were very dark. And that actually somehow worked, and I was able to salvage this. Now you can see it kind of blends a little bit more. I did a second coat of the iron solution on the light parts and sanded back the dark parts to make them more even. But you can see online, like Etsy and other places, there are these primitive wooden boards that are called burned wood, and they do have this really charcoaly appearance, and they can go for quite a lot. So the more I looked at it, looked at pictures, the more I kind of began to like it with this very charcoaly cast. And so let me know what you think. Should I start from scratch and take that all the way off since it got a little more gray than I was intending, or should I just go with it and call it a burned wood antique piece? So I styled it here on my countertop along with my other recent thrift find, which is that beautiful bowl. Let me know what you think. Now for a very simple find, I found this beautiful leather frame as well. This was just 99 cents. This is a vintage piece. I found it online and found out that it is real leather and it has these brass little accents along it. I just thought it was charming, which was exactly, again, what I was going for. These leather frames can actually get up to quite expensive just depending where you're buying them from. That one from Ralph Lauren, obviously a lot more. It is a slightly larger size, I will say. Mine's 3x5 and these examples are 5x7s, but just depending where you're shopping, they can really be up there in price, but I do think that they are beautiful and heritage style and just quality pieces when you can find real leather. And so what I'm doing and what I'm thinking of is just simply going through my photograph box, finding some old photographs from my childhood that just make me happy for whatever reason. I lost my dad in 2019 to Parkinson's, and I lost my mom this past year, actually in June. And so I'm just feeling more nostalgic and feeling like I need to have out some more photographs from my childhood that just are nice to look at. And there's a lot of choices here. I'm thinking of swapping. That was my dad, and this is me and my mom. This is me with my brother, who also passed years ago. He's dressed as Santa, and apparently I did not recognize him. So that was just cute little pictures like that. I don't want my home to be so styled that I forget to have really personal touches. And so I'm going to be using this photograph first with me and my dad from years ago, and just placing this around so that it is a reminder of happy times. Out of the way. I was just about to film something. Excuse you. Get up. Okay, Curry is here to help me. Despite my telling him to get down, he really wants to help me show you this next find, which were Curry. We can't even see them. You're in the light. You're in the light. Psst, psst. Okay. All right, fine. Stay. To show you, I'll turn them. These beautiful books that I found at the thrift store. These are so pretty. Let me show you in the light. They're all Pulitzer Prize winning novels, and these are from the 20s and 30s. I thought they were so cool. Yeah, thank you. Move, please. We can see now. Okay. They are from the 1920s and the early 1930s, and look how beautiful they are. I found 6 of them on the shelves. They were all kind of spread out, but I found one and I happened to notice another one, so then I started looking for them. So they used to be this brighter blue color, this really pretty linen, and over the years, I guess on someone's bookshelf, they've kind of faded on the spines. But these were in a section of a thrift store where most of the books the hardbacks are almost $2, but then in the back they have this section. I don't know why or how they make the call, but there's a bunch that are only 49 cents. And these were in the area where they were 49 cents each. I think they are just so cool, so pretty. And so for $3, I have this piece of history that these are literally antique books at this point, and just really, really cool. I haven't read any of these. Actually, this one is called Early Autumn. I've heard of some of them, but as much as I've read in my life, I just haven't read these particular 6. So anyway, I thought that this was so cool. I'm going to be checking these out, reading them, as well as keeping them grouped together on my table in my family room, probably right beside the TV, like to kind of balance the technology with the, you know, arts and the culture. But I thought that this was such a cool set to own for only $3 for all of them. What do you guys think? And so those were my finds for the week. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know for me, it's just so fun to go out and slowly and intentionally search for and collect items to curate the exact blend of cozy and charming, but also elevated and stylish look that I'm going for in my home. And as we know, that does take time to do right. So thanks for joining me. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next Wednesday for some Christmas DIYs in the next video.